What's going on, y'all? It's your man's Moo Man on the mic with another episode of the Initiative podcast, where we get into everything celebrity news, world news, psychology, sociology, and WTF. Let's go. Okay, first thing is first. I got to give a shout out to the Timberwolves. They are playing round one against the Lakers in the playoffs tonight. I had to give a shout out to them. Y'all know I'm from Minnesota. The Minneapolis-Miami pipeline lives through me as I'm down here chasing the bag with the podcast, merchandise, spoken word, and the third. I need the Timberwolves to come out with the win, yo. We got 5 games. Alright, the Timberwolves are notorious for not getting past the playoffs. We need to get past the playoffs. Anthony Edwards, we looking for you. We know what you can do. We need you to get us there. Can you get us there, Anthony Edwards? Shout out to the Lakers and shout out to everybody playing. Luka Doncic. I don't know if I just pronounced his name. Probably chopped it up. But and shout out to Minneapolis, you know what I'm saying? That's my home away from home right there. You know what I mean? I'm down here, you know what I'm saying? Still representing the app, still representing Minneapolis. Y'all know what it is down here in Miami. Shout out to the Timberwolves one more time. Let's take the first win. Let us take the first win. And with that said, let's get into these headlines. Okay, we got the headline hero.
Let's go, it's the hero, the headline hero.
All right, our headline hero out of Instagram from Attorney Crump, okay, of all people, and I love Attorney Crump. Over 100 volunteers came together in 48 hours to repair 11 homes in West Philly, restoring hope and preserving home ownership. Who's the inspiration? Rudy Edge, a coach, local unofficial mayor, and 20-year community leader looking to make a difference in the struggling housing market that is West Philly right now. I mean, the struggling market is going on all over the place in the country. And, you know what I'm saying, Rudy Edge, he decided to come through as the coach that he is with his 20-year merit. That's why he's the unofficial mayor over there. Everyone has respect for Rudy Edge, man. Everyone came through with their, you know, with every skill set and the craft that they had, and they got busy. In 48 hours, 11 homes were refurbished, remodeled, and created. Okay, and not necessarily in those orders, and that's what I love to hear. This is why he's the headline hero, because I love to hear, you know what I'm saying, just people taking the initiative in their neighborhoods, especially with the climate the way that it is right. And we're not talking about it was just black folks. It was a predominantly black neighborhood, but then you had everybody come out and support Rudy Edge, support what he represents, and support what he's about. And I love hearing about things like that. You see what I'm saying? Because it gives you hope. Like I said, this climate right now, not too much hope, and even less light to look up to, and even less people to look up to as well. That's another reason why I do this podcast. I take the initiative to be a light, you know what I'm saying, in somebody's eyes and ears and head. You see what I'm saying? If I can be a little bit of word of encouragement, no matter what words I do say, and I do take responsibility for everything I say, make no mistake, it is a blessing for me and it is an honor, which is I walk this path as it is. You see what I'm saying? The lonely road to success, and yes, it is lonely, but I will meet the partners along the way. And when I meet the partners along the way, they know who they are and I know who they are. Then it's going to be all love. We're going to group together. Like I said, we're going to take over small communities. I mean, not in the worst ways, but in the best ways, like Rudy Edge, and using his influence to take over people's hearts and motivate them to do 11 homes in 48 hours. He's the headline hero. We're moving on. All right, y'all, let's get ready. I'm ready to do some hunting. Let's go. It is the headline hunting.
We on the hunt, we hunting, we the headline hunters.
All right, y'all, boom, we're going quick on the classification and geographical distribution of the mammalia. Okay, I know I just shook everybody up with what I just said right there. This is a book, okay? It was written in 1859. I need y'all to listen up. First headline, on the classification and geographical distribution of the mammalia, being the lecture on Sir Robert Reed's foundation delivered before the University of Cambridge in the Senate House May 10th, 1859, to which he added an appendix and on the extinction and transmutation of species. Page 96. There are some Jews still lingering in the valley of the Jordan, having been oppressed by the successive conquerors of Syria for ages, a low race of people, and described by trustworthy travelers as any of the Ethiopian races. Okay? Now, the reason why this headline pointed out to me is that not only was this written in 1859, but that's besides the point, because we're the original Jewish people. And mind you, the term Jewish is not even a term meant for the original Israelites, because as we know, the Israelite kingdoms split into two: the kingdom of Ephraim and the kingdom of Judah. The original kingdom of Israel is the kingdom of Ephraim. The kingdom of Judah is the kingdom of Judah, because they split. You see what I'm saying? And while Israel, the state of Israel, and these white people claiming themselves the spiritual ancestry of our Israelite heritage, it pales in comparison to the actual truth and the actual facts, which is right here. You see what I'm saying? So I want y'all to think about that for a second, mull that over there. I advise y'all to definitely go check out the book. It's called The Mammalia, written in 1859. It is a good read. I've read it, and I usually read these kind of books, but I just want the fake Jews to know, and I want the real Israelites, which are the black people, the Sumerians. I want all of us to know something very clear here. All right? Revelations 1:14 through 15. Okay, that's it. We're moving on. The next headline: Shannon Sharp's next deal could make him $100 million man. This article is out of the New Hip Hop by Brian Boom Paul. According to Front Office Sports, the Hall of Fame tight end and media personality is weighing multiple podcast networks after his podcast concludes. Insiders are throwing numbers up to $100 million for his influence. Sharp joined The Volume in 2023, months after his high-profile firing from FS1 Undisputed alongside co-host Skip Bayless. Then comes Club Shay Shay, right? Man, listen here. The man has 4 million subscribers, all right? His viral interviews from, as we know, the infamous Cat Williams, as well as many more. You see what I'm saying? Club Shay Shay has renaissanced, okay, the digital success of this century. And yes, I did say this century. You see what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp's network includes Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, with Ochio Cinco, Chad Johnson, Club 520 podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. That's his entire network. Those are the podcasts on his entire network. And each one of those podcasts are busting in numbers like you wouldn't believe. And if they got their business right, if they got their IPs in order, if they got their digital certificates printed and copywritten and then trademarked, ladies and gentlemen, listen here, you can make a killing. I mean, as we know, the podcast game is fickle, to say the least. Depending on how you set up your business over the multiple social media platforms, the multiple digital currency wallets, not to mention the stock market if you play it. You see what I'm saying? Not to mention your merchandise, your advertisements. It's lucrative if you want it to be. If you're doing it as a hobby, then it's a hobby. But if this is your life, if you're an artist, like for me, I am an artist, and every industry is what the DC initiative represents, then you have the opportunity to change your life. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you will remain humble, because those numbers go up and down, up and down. You see what I'm saying? And you never know, the climate of the public opinion in the next life, in the next phase, in the next headline, and when I say about next life, I mean the next life that people obsess with. As we know, a lot of these celebrities are piped up as idols. And that's something we definitely got to get away from. We need to start piping up our psychology, our science, mathematics, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as idols. But we're moving on. Okay, let us get to the back of the house headline.
Here we go. We in the house. We in the back of the house. Who in the
Okay,
house?
we are in the back of the house headline, and we're going to get into some psychology back here, right? Now, this psychology news comes from The Conversation, published out of the University of California, which suggests hard work feels worth it, but only after it's done. New research suggests the Journal of Experimental Psychology, when a goal requires effort and a future outcome, we detract effort from the value of the future accomplishment. An effort we think of the past or think of in the past we put towards an accomplished goal that we already put towards an accomplished goal, we continue to increase the value in the goal we already accomplished, in reference subtracting from our present efforts towards our immediate goals. So I find that to be very, very interesting. Extra effort subtracts value if it's future based, and then past accomplishments are given the energies of our current efforts. And I'm like, dang, that right there sounds like the beginning mustard seeds of complacency. You know, the bubblings of laziness. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. That's just from what I'm understanding of it. You see what I'm saying? And it's the latest in psychology as far as figuring out how effort works, or why we choose to put more effort into certain goals and less effort into others. And that reason is, if their future goal requires effort we feel we already put in on a goal that we've already accomplished, we actually put less effort into achieving that goal, and then we increase the value of an already accomplished goal, which perpetuates the lack of effort. You see what I'm saying? So I found that to be intriguing. It's like, wow, like that's the sufferings of quite a few people in the realm of success and in certain levels of success, especially if you've already achieved a certain level of success that you were already trying to get to. Maybe you prayed for it, you wrote it down on your vision board or what have you, but you end up sabotaging yourself if you feel like the effort that it's going to require you to get to the new doors that you need to open, if you feel like you already put effort into a goal already accomplished and you have to require more effort, you'll actually take that effort away. You see what I'm saying? Then increase the value of a goal you've already accomplished in the past in your mind. That's a psychological trip. That's the kind of psychological game that knocks us out of the park every time we do hit certain successful levels or financial levels that we prayed to and that we worked hard to get. And that's what I mean by complacency. You don't never want to get complacent in the certain rooms that you walk into that you prayed to get into to begin with. But again, you also want to have grace and be grateful that you have the ability to have access to those rooms to begin with. But as I say, it's your man, Moo Man on the mic. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you for everyone that's listening. I will see you on the next episode. Flags theme to episode 20 continues. I'm out.
I don't mean no disrespect, but no way. I can't listen to you, I do